Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me here at SistahFlame Tarot. I'm Tiffany and this is your weekly reading for the week of April 27th through to May 3rd. Wow, May. What? All right. I am choosing cards from a few different decks here. We're going to interpret the messages and then determine how those messages can help us have the best possible week. So take a nice deep breath and get centered. And just think to yourself, what do I need to know so I can have the best possible week? And also think to yourself, I'm willing to receive the information. Sometimes we reject the messages that we get, you know? We don't always want to hear them. All right, flipping everything over, let's take a look. Okay. All right, people. We are starting with a little bit of ouch. Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean that something bad is coming your way, but we are starting with the infamous Three of Swords. Now, it did show up in reverse, which is great. This is what we want. I will talk about it in the upright first. When we see the Three of Swords, well, check out this guy in the pool. This is from the Mythic deck. So this is King Agamemnon from Greek mythology. He is not having a good day, yeah? Not having a good day. He is being stabbed to death by his wife and this dude, try saying that fast 5 times. And they both had a reason to, pull revenge on Agamemnon. However, that's not our concern for today. The Three of Swords represents a heartbreaking situation, something that has caused you some serious grief. It can come in the form of a relationship that breaks up, the loss of a job, or the loss of an entire career, 2 different things. It can be someone has passed away, a betrayal, whatever it is, it hurt bad. It hurt bad. It's just one of those terrible life situations. And you can't go back. You can't fix it, so to speak. You got to leave it. And he's dead. He's not getting out of this pool. It's a done deal. It's over. So whatever damage that you felt you sustained, whatever loss, it's gone. It's not coming back. It cannot be fixed in that way. Now, when we see this in the reverse, this is good news because it means that pain of the initial wounding is starting to subside. You're gaining a little bit of clarity, or it might result in like it's easier to get up in the morning, or it's not on your mind quite as much, or you're thinking about it has shifted. Something healing has started to take place that's pulling you out of this upsetting situation, or the feeling of the upset. Now, if you have not experienced this kind of event in the recent past, 5 minutes ago, a day, a week, a year ago, and it's, still fresh in your heart, then you need to think about that event that happened sometime in your past. That event that when you still think of it today, it still hurts. It still tugs on your heartstrings. You still try to push it out of your mind because it hurts to think about it. It's time to think about it. No one's off the hook today, unfortunately. Now, this card is accompanied by the Justice card, also from the Mythic deck. Justice is represented by Athena. And when we see these 2 cards together, and in no way am I diminishing the pain that you experienced or are experiencing, when we see the Justice card in combination with this, it's a situation that for some reason it had to happen. The loss had to occur. We may never fully understand why the loss had to occur, but hopefully this can take away or start to take away if you're feeling regret or all those negative things. The situation the loss, it had to occur. You might still be looking for justice, however, and justice is a tough card. She looks beautiful and regal sitting there, but this is not the woman you get warm and cozy with by the fire on a cold winter's night. This woman is the cold. She is the winter. Why? Because justice is not warm and fuzzy, is it? It can feel that way if we feel like we're winning. However, with justice, this is that cold impartiality. She looks at the situation minus the emotion. That's how come she can decide what's fair and what's not. And it doesn't matter. When we're experiencing this, nothing feels fair, right? Maybe it feels like the other person, the other side, like, how are they getting away with this, so to speak? So bring it back to the idea that whether on the surface it looks like someone won or lost or you're still in pain, the situation had to occur. And now, from the Tarot of the Spirit, your power, it lies within the Seven of Fire, the Courage card. So again, whether this is a new situation or something that happened in your past, when we see the Seven of Fire, we're being asked to find the courage to keep moving on and to look at this situation in a different kind of way. Maybe more alternative to the way you're used to viewing, a tragic situation and the fallout that it had for you. At the Seven of Fire, we are being asked to take a further risk in the way we handle this and the way we think about it. Ask yourself the questions, for example, how has this situation changed me? How have I grown? What have I learned? How has my character been refined? How are my values being, or were they refined when this happened to me? That's the question. These are the questions that the Seven of Fire Courage asks you to have the courage to look at and answer. We go through pain in this life because we need to learn from it, not to stay stuck in it, but to find a way to, be the hero of our own story. How are we going to transcend this pain? Because Agamemnon's gone, the situation, the thing is gone, but we're still here. Find the courage to look at the situation more objectively and consider the ways that you have grown. How have you gotten stronger because of this? Now, it's interesting that in our Oracle card from Wisdom of the Oracle is Truth Be Told. This card is very similar to the Justice card. It asks you again to look into your heart. Truthfully, ask your higher power, whatever that is for you, to help you find the truth of the situation. What is your truth in this situation? This kind of goes back to your values. How were your values compromised when this was occurring? Where are you at with it right now? What is your truth? And hold that up to the cold light of justice, radical acceptance, looking at the facts of what happened, devoid of the emotion, because that's where we start building story. What is your truth here? Dive into that. Do you have the courage to ask yourself these questions and accept what's there? This is how we move on. Now, it looks to me that if you start doing this, just asking yourself the questions, how am I better? How am I stronger? Or if you're not at that point yet to think about that, you need to think, well, I lost something big time. What's good about that? What could possibly be okay about that loss for myself? Once you open your mind to thinking that way, your mind doesn't need to find the answers. But if you can open your mind to receive the answers, you're going to get them. It might come in the form of a phone call. Someone calls you out of the blue. Maybe they apologize. Maybe you get some news that helps you make sense of everything. It can come in so many different forms, but we need to have the courage to take a look first and be objective about that situation. And then we know what it is we need to do for ourselves. Wow. Well, this is pretty intense. Yeah. You know, if you have questions about what any of this means, how it applies to you, please leave them in the comment section on the blog or on YouTube. If you feel like you've been, you know, stuck emotionally because of a situation for a while, please book a reading with me. This is exactly the area I can help you out with, you know, finding your blind spots and understanding what you need to do to move on in a way that's healthy and good for you. All right. Well, let me know what's going on. Then you can get in touch with me at tiffanylives.com. It looks like an intense week, so hang in there. And again, stay in touch. Let me know what's going on. I will see you next week. Bye.